SBA Publications.
Hello everyone, how are you all? This is your mentor Vedika, and today we are going to start our second chapter of literature. The name of the chapter is Mice on a Train. So students, you know what are mice? What is a mice? हम चूहों को mice कहते हैं, right? And this chapter is not a simple text, but it is a play. So we are not reading a prose, we are reading a play. What is the difference between a prose and a play? So a prose is a narrative. एक narrative होता है, normally एक story given होती है, and the narrator is either a character or someone unknown or the author himself. But in a play is basically a script that is performed on a stage. Here there is no narrator, only the narration is given of scenes. And in a play, characters speak about themselves. There are no quotation marks in a play. So this is a very detailed description that you do not need to know for now. You will be knowing it in your senior classes. But for now, we are going to read a play which can be performed, and even you people in your class can perform it becoming different characters. So let's read how many characters are there in our play. Characters are a group of boys. There is a group of boys. The strongest and biggest one is called Big Hum. So in the group of boys, there is one boy who is the strongest and the biggest, and his name is Big Hum. An elderly man, that means an aged man. A middle-aged man, like in his 30s or 40s. Secretary of the school committee. There is a secretary of the school committee, and two vendors. There are two vendors. Who are vendors? The people who sell stuff on either street or in the train. You people must have been on a train in your life, and you must have seen people coming on the train, boarding the train and going down and selling things like pakoras, tea and so many more. So these people are called vendors. So without wasting any more time, let's start with the reading. So first, here is the description of our scene given. So you should know that a play is divided into scenes. Okay, so in our scene 1, what is there? Inside a coach of a train, a group of boys are seated on their berths. They are talking in excited voices. So एक ट्रेन के कोच में कुछ बॉयज बैठे हैं. There is a group of boys who are talking in excited voice. Even when you people are in a group with your friends, you also talk in excited voices, right? So narrator. So in a play, there is a chance of being a narrator or not being there. So here we have our narrator. Schools are about to reopen, and students are going back to school from their homes. So as you people must have seen some shows like Crime Patrol or other serials, so this is like that one only. So here like in Crime Patrol or Savdhan India, the narrator tells you about the story, what is going to happen or what is happening in the scene. So this is what is happening here. Before the starting of the dialogues of the characters, the narrator is telling us that schools are about to reopen. Schools reopen होने वाले हैं, and the students are going back to school from their homes. घर से अब students अपने schools वापस जा रहे हैं. So boy 1, this is ridiculous. A new Sanskrit teacher. So they are talking about their school. Boy 1 is saying this is ridiculous. Like, is this a joke? A new Sanskrit teacher. Now we have a new teacher for Sanskrit. Boy 2, certainly not. We refuse to be taught by a new teacher. So he's like, no, we refuse to be taught by a new teacher. हमें एक न्यू टीचर से नहीं पढ़ना, so they are refusing that. Boy 3, what's the new teacher's name? So he is asking the new teacher's name. Boy 1, I believe it's Kali Kumar Tarkalankar. So he is telling that the name of the new teacher is Kali Kumar Tarkalankar. Bikram. Now, as I already told you that the biggest and the strongest boy in the group, his name is Bikram. We'll give him such a hard time that he won't even dare to continue teaching us. Let him show up. So now they are planning, Bikram is saying that we will give him a hard time. The new teacher will get a hard time from us. Now, by hard time he means that we will tease him. हम उन्हें इतना परेशान कर देंगे that he will not continue with us. Let's show him. तो हम उन्हें दिखा देंगे that teaching us is not a very easy task. So I assume you people must also do this in your school. When you don't like a teacher, you plan things. Well, you should not do that, but this is what students usually do. And if you don't, it's a very good thing. So now what does boy 1 say? Look, the train has come to a halt. Now the train has stopped. So the boy 1 is saying that, see, the train has come to a halt. Halt means to stop. Boy 4, what's this place called? So where the train has stopped, the boy is asking, what is this place called? इस जगह का क्या नाम है? Bikram, read the board, silly. It's Arkola. So now, when you travel from train, when the train stops, you see the board if you want to know the name of the place you are being stopped at, right? So the name of the place is Arkola. An elderly man boards the train. He is carrying a bedroll, a few bundles, a big trunk and 2 large earthen pots. Now, in these brackets, there are the scenes which are happening, which are not being spoken by the characters. When you are doing an action and not speaking, it is not a dialogue. So, it will be given in brackets to you to explain you the actions of the scene. So, in case you perform the play, you know what to do next, right? Now, Bikram rudely, why are you coming in here? Can't you see that this coach is full? Go to the next coach. So, what happens here? When the train stops, an elderly man boards the train. एक elderly man train में चढ़ते हैं with a lot of baggage, a lot of stuff with him. So, here Bikram says कि आप क्यों आ रहे हो इस ट्रेन में? Can't you see the coach is full? कोच पूरा full है. Go to the next coach. Next coach में जाओ. Elderly man, all the coaches are full. There isn't even place to stand in any of them. I'll sit in a corner and won't bother you, children, at all. So the elderly man says कि all the coaches in the train are full. Train is completely full. There is no place to even stand. वहाँ खड़े होने की जगह भी नहीं है. Then he says कि मैं एक corner में बैठ जाऊँगा and I will not bother you. मैं आपको परेशान नहीं करूँगा. The elderly man rolls out his bedding on the floor and sits comfortably on it. So the elderly man was carrying a bedroll. So he goes in a corner, opens it bedroll and he sits on that. Elderly man, where are you boys going? So he is asking that where are you boys going? Bikram says we are going to sort out somebody. So as they were planning to sort their teacher out of the school. So this is what he says, that we are going to sort out somebody. Elderly man, and who is that? So the man is asking, who are you going to sort out? Bikram, Kalo Kumro Tatka Lanka. Boys together. Kalo Kumro Tatka Lanka. Elderly man, in Bengali this means black pumpkin and red hot chili. So they are saying in Bengali that black pumpkin and red hot chili. So Bikram says we know that. The boys laugh loudly while the man begins to read a newspaper. So the boys start to laugh and the elderly man starts reading a newspaper. Boy 4, the train has come to a halt again. So the train again stops. Elderly man, we have reached Asansol. Standing up, I'll be back soon. I need to have a wash. So the elderly man is going to washroom. The elderly man exits. The boys get busy looking into the earthen pots that belong to the elderly man. They happily dig into his food. They giggle and laugh. So, what do the boys do? The man goes out and the boys start looking for the stuff that man is carrying. So, he entered with 2 earthen pots. That means mitti ke matke. So, the boys start to dig into them, check them that what they carry. And they find food and they start to eat it. Now Bikram says, wait till he sees his pots plundered. The elderly man re-enters the court. So, plundered means to be tampered with. So, the man then enters the coach. The elderly man comes back. Boy 1, get off this coach. There are mice all over this place. Now, the first boy says that इस कोच से चले जाओ. There are mice on this coach. इस कोच में चूहे हैं. Elderly man surprised. Mice? Where are the mice? So the elderly man says, where are the mice? Bikram says, look at your pots. See what they have done while you were away. Mister, those horrible mice have run away with most of your food. So Bikram says that look at your food. The mice have taken almost everything from your pots. जो चूहे हैं वो आपके pot से खाना ले गए हैं. The elderly man looks into the pots. Boy 2, and they have even carried away the mangoes you had in the bundle. So the first boy says, when the elderly man looks inside his pots, the first boy says, कि they have taken your mangoes also. The man lifts his bundle only to find it much lighter than before. So when the man lifts his bundle of mangoes, he finds it very light than it was before. So elderly man smilingly, it doesn't matter. So the man smilingly said that it does not matter. Had I known that there would be mice on this train, I would have got a larger stock of food. It doesn't matter now. So he says, अगर मुझे पता होता कि यहाँ पर चूहे हैं, तो मैं ज़्यादा stock लेके आता food का. But now it's okay, it doesn't matter. The boys look very disappointed. तो उनको boys को जो expected था reaction वो उनको नहीं मिलता है. So they get disappointed. Boy 3, Bikram, now in Bardhaman there will be an hour's halt and we have to change our train. So now boy 3 says to Bikram that Bardhaman में यहाँ पे 1 घंटे का halt होगा. 1 घंटे के लिए ट्रेन रुक जाएगी and then they have to change their train. Elderly man, yes, we need to change trains. Now I'll look for a seat in a separate coach. I won't trouble you boys anymore. Elderly man कहता है कि हाँ हमें ट्रेन चेंज करनी है. So I will look for a different coach. मैं एक दूसरे कोच में बैठूंगा और आप लोगों को ट्रबल नहीं करूंगा. Boys together, no, you must come along with us. We'll guard your bundles and pots. Now the boys say together कि no, it's okay. आपको हमारे साथ ही आना चाहिए. हम आपके सामान का ध्यान रखेंगे. We will guard your bundles and your pots. Bikram, we'll ensure that the mice don't take away the food that is left. So Bikram says that we will make sure कि अब जो food बच गया है, the mice don't take them away. The boys and the elderly man get off the train. Now they all get off the train. वो train से उतर जाते हैं. And now here starts the scene 2. The thing we were reading earlier was scene 1. Now the boys and the elderly man are seated in a coach. A vendor goes past the window. The man buys the children packets of sweets. The boys take the packets delighted at the man's generosity. Now, when they are sitting in a new coach, in a new train, a vendor passes by. Vendor, I have already told you, the people who sell things in a train. And the old man, the elderly man, buys sweets for them from the vendor and gives the boys the packets of sweets. And the boys were very delighted, very happy for the generosity of the elderly man. Generosity means kindness. Now boys, hurrah, this is fun. So now the boys are very happy and they are saying this is fun. A mango seller comes to the window. The man buys mangoes for the boys and hands over the packets to them. Next, a mango seller comes. एक mango बेचने वाला आता है and the elderly man purchases mangoes for the boys. Elderly man, the mice won't go hungry now. He says the mice will not be hungry now. So that means the elderly man has found out that the mice, there were no real mice, but the boys were the ones who took the food and blamed them on the mice. So the boys laugh, become looking curiously at the elderly man. Tell us, where are you going? Elderly man, I am a teacher. I am looking for a job. So the boys laugh and Beckham then asks that, where are you going? Now the boys are asking from the elderly man that where are you going? And the elderly man tells them that I am a teacher and I am looking for a job. मैं एक job ढूंढ रहा हूँ. Boy 3, what subject do you teach? Elderly man, now they are asking the subject that he teaches, and the man says that I teach Sanskrit. The boys clap their hands excitedly. Boy 4, then you must come with us to our school. We need a Sanskrit teacher. So fourth boy says that आपको हमारे साथ हमारे स्कूल चलना चाहिए because we need a Sanskrit teacher. Elderly man, oh, but your headmaster may not wish to give me this job. Then the elderly man says कि आपके हेडमास्टर को हो सकता है आपके हेडमास्टर मुझे ये जॉब ना दे. Boys together, he better give you this job. They say कि he better give you this job now. So this is a kind of statement that says कि उन्हें आपको जॉब देनी ही पड़ेगी. Become or else we all leave the school. So अगर वो आपको जॉब नहीं देंगे, so we will leave the school. हम स्कूल छोड़ देंगे. Elderly man, if you insist, I'll come along with you. Look, we have reached. Elderly man कहता है कि अगर आप इतना ही कह रहे हो तो मैं आपके साथ चलूँगा. And then he says, look, we have reached. हम पहुँच गए. Beckham, looking out of the window, why has the secretary of the school committee come to this platform? Now Beckham is shocked that school secretary is on the same platform on which their train has stopped. Boy 1, he's probably come to receive us. So the first boy thinks that the committee secretary has come to receive us. वो हमको welcome करने आया है. The children and the elderly man stand up to get off the train. So they all stand up. Why? To get off the train. Train से उतरने के लिए वो लोग खड़े होते हैं. The boys get off the train after the elderly man has descended. So first the elderly man goes off and after him the boys go. The letter is received by a respectable man, the secretary. So the teacher is received by the secretary. Secretary welcomes the elderly man. Secretary, welcome sir. Welcome Master Tarkalankar. I welcome you to our school. Now the secretary welcomes the elderly man as Master Tarkalankar. The secretary bends to touch the elderly man's feet and then he bends to touch his feet, which is a gesture of respect in our culture. The boys look at their new teacher in utter amazement. So the boys get excited and they look at him with amazement. The elderly man smiles at them and pats the secretary on his shoulders. The elderly man then smiles and he pats the secretary's shoulder. Now, touching feet is in our culture and is a gesture of showing respect, and in response to that, the seniors or our elders pat us on either our heads or our shoulders. So this was your play, and then the curtain draws. So this happens in a play. The curtains open and the play starts, and in the end of the play, the curtains are drawn again. So this was all for the chapter. Now let's read the vocabulary. First word is generosity. That means willingness to give or kindness. Plundered is stolen. Okay, stolen. Chori ho gaya. Okay. Ridiculous is very silly. Very stupid or silly. Next is show up. Arrive. Show up means to arrive. So this was your vocabulary. And next you have your exercise. I hope you will be able to perform them on the basis of the explanation of this play. I hope you liked the play and you would love to perform this play with your friends. That's it for today, and we'll meet in the next video. Till then, keep on learning. Bye-bye.